Hey guys, this is Daniel Dr. D, and we decided to do a comparison between my Dynaco ST70 by Kenny Russell to a McIntosh MC275 that had some burn-in time on it, and experiment here just to get an idea. Now, the McIntosh uses KT88 tubes, while the Dynaco ST70 runs on the EL34 tubes. That's how the original circuit was set up with David Hafler on the Dynaco ST70. And the thing that's really special about my Dynaco here is that this is an original circuit. And I think it would be kind of interesting to compare the two. Now here I've turned on the MC275 McIntosh, and you can see the red LED lights indicate that the tubes are slowly warming up or turning on, and then once they turn green here in just a moment, they're ready to be played. Now, like I said, this had some burn-in time on it. We let this amplifier warm up for about 30 minutes prior to comparing the two amplifiers to see how the sound signatures were. I think this is rated at 75 watts a channel. It's about 80 pounds or something like that. You guys can look up the stats. I'm really more interested in how they sound. You know, the sound compares with both of them. One of the added features, which is kind of nice on the McIntosh, is you have balanced inputs, or you can do RCAs, whereas on the Dynaco it's just RCAs. But for me, I really didn't, that wasn't a deal maker for me, or a deal breaker necessarily, because it was just, you know, based on these results. I mean, we were using RCA plugs for the Dynaco, and quite frankly, the results were stunning. And I was just surprised how different they sounded. And I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But the thing is that Kenny uses top-notch components on this amplifier. And after I go through this review, I'm going to discuss with you, you know, how the sound is, you know, compared to one another. Now, we were using Bob's Space Tech Lab preamp to do the comparison. So what I'm going to do is go to my room and tell you about this. Okay, so here I am in one of my listening rooms with the same ST70 you just saw in the videos, but I'm just going to discuss how the two amplifiers compared, and for those who may be interested. Now think about this. This is a third of the price of a McIntosh. Like I said, I think that McIntosh is like $6,500, I think. And this is roughly $2,000 with all the upgrades, right? So I paid a little less because at the time, the components were less. But price inflation has gone up, and just recently, and things are higher. But still, a third the price. And I'm using it with the Klipsch Heritage speakers. And if you're going to use, I can't express this hard enough. If you're using open baffle speakers, and if you look at my channel here, you'll see on all my videos we're either using the Klipsch Heritage or open baffle speakers most of the time, because I like that sound signature. Now, I do have some Altec on my bucket list, and I'm really interested in Altec speakers as well, because they're very efficient, and I just love horn speakers. This produces that old school vintage warm sound. And if you like that silky, warm, tubey, airy sound, that's exactly what you're going to get with this thing. The McIntosh, by comparison, and even Bob will agree because he was the one that also noticed it, it has that newer, modern, analytical sound. And I was kind of bummed out because that thing was already broken, well broken in. We had let it warm up for, 30, 40 minutes, whatever. It sounds more like chi-fi to me, because, and don't get me wrong, I love McIntosh. I love them. I think they make wonderful products. I mean, look at their history. It's incredible, It's just that I don't know what it is with this industry. It's like it's going in this modern direction of tube sound that is very analytical. And by that, I mean, it's got treble. It's got, you hear all these ultra fine details. It's just too overbearing for speakers like open baffles and heritage speakers. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who are very happy with what their the MC275, and that's fine. My friend George has them. He has a pair. I was listening to him. He has a pair of clipped horns, and he runs two McIntosh 275s in mono, and they sounded wonderful. I think what he's doing is that amplifier that he's using is a McIntosh, and I think it helps roll it off to give it a little bit more of a more pleasant sound. But I like that. I like this silky sound. I like old school sound. But the thing that's beautiful about this, it's a third the cost, and I don't care how much you spend. This is my favorite amplifier of all time. This is my reference. I have an ST35, and I love that too, but this has double the power. So, if you're using speakers that are 90 dB efficient or more, this gives you more flexibility as far as what speakers you can use. But, you go through this checklist of things that you want, transients, soundstage, big soundstage, bass attack, all these little things that you want it to do. It just fulfills all those tasks just perfectly the way I want it. So it's like, what is there to want, And, like I say, my friend Bill, he's got this, and hopefully I can get him on the channel here, and he can share his experiences with this ST70. And like I say, he's got these shit as years, and in mono, and he loves this. He called me, he's just so happy with it, and it made me feel good, because I was like, man, I don't want him to get this thing and not dislike it, because I suggested it to him. Look at all the things we compared on this channel, from the Deckware, the Allen Eatons, the first watt amplifiers. We've had everything on this channel, a lot of different things. And there's even reviews of things I haven't even shared on this channel yet. And I haven't posted those yet. But, God, I'm so happy with this thing. And, and when Bob warmed it up and I came back in the room, he's like, man, you got to hear this. It sounds incredible. I was like, I couldn't believe how good it sounded. I was so happy, And, yeah, I can't say enough. I can't thank Kenny enough. Listen, I don't get any special discounts or anything. I paid less for it at the time when I got it, because, components were less at the time. But my friend Bill, he paid a couple of $1,000 for his, and he just absolutely loves it. And I can't say enough about how special this is. If you are looking for an amplifier, I don't care how much you spend. This is my #1 favorite amplifier of all time. And I'm so happy with it, and it's just a great place to be content. I'll still review other things. I reviewed, like I say, the SX950. I gave it a flat out 10, because for a solid state, it does everything perfectly that it could do. This is just a tube. It's different. And you can see these high quality components. Kenny puts on this original Hafler circuit, and I think that's what makes this thing just sound so special. And I just can't say enough. So, all right. Till next time.